Okay, so today we're going to do the text sheet page. We're going to do the art to scale, and we're going to create some Pantone numbers as well. So to get to this, again, you identified your customer. You did your inspiration page. You decided what print category you're going to design into. You drew at least 6 elements. You composed the elements into a nice composition where you like the balance. You created a repeat based off of that with a clear box on the very bottom layer. So you've done so much work. You've done 3 colorways too, and then finally you have drawn your 4-piece collection, and you've put the print in your 4-piece collection, right? Okay, so now it's time to do the very last step of this, which is to create your art to scale for your print. So mine is a zebra print. I am breaking the rule. I should have had 6 elements, right? 6 elements, so I'm gonna get points marked off mine because I didn't have 6, but that's okay. I'm gonna continue on because we're so close to the end. Okay, so this is my pre. Now, why it's important to do the CAD first is so that you know what scale you want, because again, you're going to have a different scale than if it was going to be smaller. Ooh, my little thing isn't working, is it? Dun, dun, dun. There we go. Right? So you need to know what scale you want based off of your article of clothing, because this art to scale is going to be smaller than this art to scale. Do you see how the print's bigger in the shirt? Okay, so that's what's helpful. So you'll have to go to the page, or make a new page, I suppose. So I'll hit Command N. I like to do tabloid size. I love working in inches. Orientation, portrait I think is fine. Oh, here's tabloid. Back to inches though. Okay, create. Okay, my Illustrator's acting funny. Where is my other one I was working on? Okay. Oh no! Now I can't find my tabs. Okay. Where are my tabs? Let's see if I can do this. Okay. Alrighty. So it's handy to have this. I'm gonna go ahead and copy it and bring it over to this new screen. And I'm going to pull out my art because it's in repeat. There's my clear box. Now, my clear box is my repeat. I know that this is where my repeat starts, and this is where it ends, right? So it matches up nicely. Okay, hopefully we're all there. So I'm going to get that clear box, and what I like to do is, I don't think I have any other clear boxes on my artboard. So I'm going to make this be clear, say none and none, and then I'm going to go select same, fill, and stroke. And lucky for me, only this is the only thing selected, this clear box. Okay, it was kind of hard for me to select it because it's on the bottom layer, so it's hard to get to it because other things are on top of it. But there it is, it's selected, clear, okay? There's nothing else selected too. Okay, then I'm going to say copy, edit, copy, okay? Now I'm going to hit Command F. What does Command F do? Paste it on the front layer. Okay. Then I select it and I want to hit Command 7. What would Command 7 do? Anyone know? Remember making clipping mask? Yeah, that's right, clipping mask. Remember that from your board? I can also go clipping mask make, or you can hit the Command 7. Okay, so this is my repeat right here. Now, if I print this on this piece of paper, again, this tabloid size piece of paper is what, 17 inches by 11? It's going to be way smaller than what my dress is. So what I like to do is just find a spot on my dress, like maybe my strap. How wide do you think that strap is? Yeah, and if you're not sure, go get measuring tape and put it on against you. You can use anything. You could do the length of your garment, like if it's a t-shirt from here to here. You can do the wide side seam to side seam, but find some focal point. So your strap, let's say our strap is 3 inches. Okay, I'm gonna look at this guy. So that would mean, where is this thing? I think that's right here. So you can kind of see the little line of the repeat. So that would be saying from this point right here to about right here would be 3 inches. So I'm going to make a box. it's kind of like saying from here to here is roughly 3 inches, right? I'm just going to get white. Doesn't want to do that. Okay. So you guys can see, so if this is 3 inches, this is the same part of the pattern, right, that I'm looking at? Okay. The only thing is, this box apparently is only 0.4 inches by 0.4 inches. So that means it's less than half an inch. So it's not even close to 3 inches, is it? Okay. So I'm going to zoom out. I know I'm going to need more space. I hit Command negative to zoom out quickly. I'm going to take my box. I'm going to click 1 time. Now I can type in what I want. I want 3 inches by 3 inches. Okay. So I'm going to select this, and I'm just going to keep scaling it and holding Shift, of course, until it's about the same size. Okay, so now if I click this box, okay, it's just a little bit less than 3 inches. I can sit here and try to get it perfect, but I don't really need to get it perfect because honestly that 3 inches was an estimate anyways. So I think at this point this is probably scaled enough. So I'm going to move this dress that I could print out this paper and go stand in front of a mirror and see if I like this scale or not. So this is my potential art to scale, potentially. So I personally like to take it and click drag and drop it here in the swatch palette. I delete it, and then I make a box that's the same size as my paper. Not working today. And I go get my new swatch. That would be the art to scale, if maybe. And then I go and hit P. I know Yesenia is printing right now, but I'll print it in a second. And then it comes out of the printer, and I go and I stand in front of a mirror and I try it on. Does this look good? And I decide, I think it looks good. You're not done. Go ask like 3 other people, does this look good? Do you like this? And get other people's opinions too. And you might say, I think it's a little bit overscaled. Can you make it a little bit smaller? In the apparel industry, people love to talk in percentages. They're like, make it 10% smaller, 10% bigger, or whatever. That's fine. You can talk in percentages if you want. So once you're there, then you can, take out your little guy. Just say, you know what, he's a little big. I think I'm going to make him 10% smaller. So you can go Object, Transform, Scale. And you could say uniform, 10% smaller would be, 100% would be just as is. So 10% smaller of 100 would be what? Yeah. Preview. Okay. There, now it's a little smaller. Put it back in the swatch, do the same test, print it out. Does that look better? You can kind of play around with it. It's not really an exact science. It's up to you what you like or not. But in order to get there, it's just nice to have it catted out. Like, okay, if the dress is sewn, I want to see this much of the print. So that's why it's nice to do it in the CAD first and then kind of do this process. What do you mean?
Just adjust the scale within the CAD.
Like just making the dress bigger?
No, making the print bigger or smaller within the
So, okay, yeah. So you're saying we're not sure if we like the scale on the dress yet. You can, you're right.
Still got the frame of the dress. Can't you change the scale of the print right there and be looking at it, have a preview of the scale change right
Do you mean like this? Like that?
Yeah.
Like make it, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. You can, but then once you decide, okay, I want the scale like that, how do I know how many inches my swatch is? I want my swatch to match the scale in my dress that I like. So it's like one step after. So you're right, you do play around with the scale on your dress. Like maybe that's, that's one option. And then, or this is another option.
What button do you hold to make the pattern bigger again?
The little squiggle, the tilde.
Okay.
So this is, to me, 2 different designs. One design team might like this scale, one might like this scale, okay? Depends. You get to decide, but then after you decide, then you have to make this guy match it. So this one's kind of our first one. If we want it even bigger, then that little 3-inch thing is gonna be, it's gonna make this print way bigger, I guess.
So you have a guide that tells you the inches of your original swatch. There's something, I mean, that you know
Yes,
that?
there
You
is
did-
something that told me
you
my
have
original
11 by
swatch.
17.
I just did 11/17 paper because I can print that out from our printer. You can do letter size paper, or you can do whatever size paper you want. My artwork's going to be bigger than 11/17, it looks like, so the artwork paper doesn't matter too much. I don't know. Let's see. It's hard. It's so hard to explain. I think as you do it, kind of process, maybe some of these questions might get started to be answered. I don't know. It is tricky. But I think, okay, what I could do is say, do the art to scale and just print out and let's see what happens. And you'll print out and you'll be like, oh, this is way too small, I don't like it. That will happen. So I think maybe I'm going too fast. Maybe I'm trying to have you skip that step of not liking it. So that's why I had you like design it inside the CAD. So then in the CAD you can kind of see, oh, I like the oversized scale, or no, I like it super small. So, because it's really easy to do the print, I did it, it was hard to put into repeat, okay, print, I'm done. But you still have a decision on scale. And it's, to me, it's a part of the design, is if you want it big or small. So that's why it's nice to have the CAD for me to compare it to, so I can understand what you are hoping to have or planning to have.
And the reason why you need some kind of measurement other than just a visual of the silhouette of the article with the print in it is because you're sending it to a printer and they have to have something to go by?
I think just the number measurement helps me rescale my repeat quickly. So let's do a different one. Maybe we do this shirt, okay? This guy is a little bit bigger than that last one. So let's say I like the scale of this shirt. This is what I want, is the scale of that guy. Okay. I would take that shirt and I would lay it flat on the table, and I would probably measure, okay, oh dear. Okay. I would probably measure from like the high point shoulder to the underarm. Like, just what is this measurement? I would measure that on my shirt. It's probably 10 inches maybe. Most, like, a lot of armhole drops are about 9 to 10 inches for women's anyways. So if that is 10 inches, then I kind of know, I can see in my print, I want this part of my zebra stripe to only be 10 inches. So I just make a box by hitting the letter M, and I click it, and I'll say 10 inches by 10 inches. Okay, so this is a real life art to scale 10-inch box that I'm dealing with now. That really is 10 inches. Okay. So now I gotta figure out where this is on my print, where this little art is. And I think it is, where is that art? Huh, it's kind of hard to see it. Is that guy? I mean, it's about like right here. Would you say this box is similar to the 10 inches in that print? Does that make sense what I'm doing? So I'm trying to like cut out this part of the print.
Right.
And I think it's like right here. So to me, let's just make it small, look. Maybe that's it, maybe it's the smaller part. Okay, this guy's still kind of big. Let's make it smaller. Okay, does the scale look about the same as the shirt or no? Yeah, a little bit smaller.
You're behind it.
So kind of,
That's about it.
there we go, okay. Okay, so I want from here to here, from this line to to this line eventually to be 10 inches, okay? Because if I took the t-shirt, this is a little drawing on my artwork. On my piece of paper I drew, it's 1 inch big right now, about. So I'm trying to scale it, because my t-shirt, when I lay my shirt on the table, I measured it, it's 10 inches. The armhole from that top line here is 10 inches, okay? Because if I send this swatch to the factory, I'm going to get a little ditzy print. It's going to repeat at 1 inches. So I want to send it to the factory the right scale that I want. Right? Are you with me or no? It's like,
Yeah,
okay.
you can't just,
I
it has to
have
be
something
an
to
exact visual of the exact 10 inches.
Yeah, yes. I have lots of fabrics I should bring in and show you that they've printed wrong. Yes. I have these cute labels, the Benzie labels. They're like my little company I had. Spoonflower did it wrong. They like rescaled it for me. And so you just have to be real clear what size you want things in inches. Yeah. You can't just expect a factory to eyeball it and do a great job. I don't know. Not the factories I worked with. Maybe on higher end factories, but for the most part, you need to do art to scale. Every company I've worked at, it's part of the tech pack process. You have to do the art to scale also, or pay someone to do it for you. But okay. Anyways, so I want this box to be 10 inches, and I only know that because I measured my garment for 10 inches, right? And then here, this box really is 10 inches by 10 inches because I can see the measurements up here. Because it's selected, it says it's 10 inches. This guy is not. He's less than 1 inch. Okay? So if I take this guy and scale it and hold shift while I scale, I just keep scaling it, you know, until that box is 10 inches. So now you can see this repeat is bigger than the other ones I've been doing. Okay, so I can take this guy and I throw it in my swatch palette. I don't really need him anymore. And I just make a big piece of paper and I try that new swatch and I hit print. And then I take it and I stand in front of a mirror. Do I like this scale? If this is my fabric I bought, is this the scale I like? Does this look good? Okay, it's with me so far? So let's say, yeah, I love it. Don't change it. Leave it that size. Then great, I got my thing. So I can pull it back out, or you can go get it if you remember where you saved it. But here it is. This is now my art to scale. Here he is. Delete everything else on this page. Well, obviously my tabloid sheet's too small. So you should make your paper bigger, your artboard bigger. So you can just hit this little tool, your artboard tool, or shift 0 or O. Okay, so now it fits in. And then you should write somewhere art to scale. So that you know that's your art to scale. Then I also like to just draw a line and hold shift. Usually a different color than what your art is, like red or something's usually fine. And I put one at the top and I put one at the bottom. And then I just do a little arrow, another line. Where's the stroke? I don't see it. It must be hiding over here, huh? Something is wrong with my thing right now. Let's see if I can fix it. Oops. Okay, so I click that and I can add some arrowheads to it. And then I will actually type 10 inches as well. It's not a bad idea to put your header up here, your company's name, the style's name, season, date, keep everything organized. So this is standard. You would send this to your factory. This is my repeat tile. You can also write repeat tile, but definitely put art to scale.
So out of the larger, do you want to send the larger as well? Because does that have everything in it in the 10 inches at your scale?
let's check.
You kind of took it out of the bigger.
Let's see if it lines up. So it's looking pretty good that way. Let's try this way. Yeah, I think it's lining up. Yeah.
Would that always work?
The reason why it worked was because I pulled it out of my swatch that was working, that we've already tested, and I went and I looked for that clear box that's on the bottom. And the way I found it was I made this have no fill, and then the stroke have no fill, and made sure nothing was selected. And I went select, same, fill, and stroke. And then my clear box got selected. At the time, there's only one clear box. Of course, now there's lots. But because there was only one clear box selected, I was able to say edit copy, and I deselected everything, and then I hit edit paste in front, so Command F, and it pasted it on the top layer, and then I selected it all. Does anyone know what I did next? Nope. Clippy mask, thank you. I made a clippy mask.
On
So-
the whole thing.
So I guess I could go watch object, clippy mask release, and there's everything again. That's not part of my repeat that we were working on, but the only part that is part of the repeat is inside the clear box. So it's kind of like the clear box is like a reverse clipping mask for your
So
swatch thing.
You have a new repeat then. It's not a repeat of the original swatch, it's a repeat of the new one.
Oh, I hope they're the same, to be honest with you. I hope my original one and my new one are the same. I wouldn't want it to change. Because my original one, it was hard work to find that clear box, right? It was hard work to build it and make it. And then I put everything, I selected it all, and I put it in the swatch palette. And then I hope nothing would change. I hope it would stay that way.
You only took a portion of it.
Oh man, I don't know. Okay.
Unfortunately, she took the only part that ever repeated. The swatch only keeps the outside stuff, so because you had originally placed it there, but when it's in the swatch palette, it only ever uses what's in the invisible box anyway.
Maybe we should go over again, yeah, how to put something in repeat. That might help answer it. There's one last step to this, and that is to add the Pantone numbers, but I feel bad going too far forward if you guys aren't completely following too. So let's see here, but I'll just finish that so I can finish the video, and then I'll go back and show you guys the repeat part. Okay, let's see. So anyways, if you have this here, you need to know how many colors your artwork is. How many colors is this art? 2 colorways. Some people might argue it's only 1 because maybe you could print it on white fabric. Whatever. But we'll just say it's 2. So when I have, okay, this is kind of off-white. Sometimes when I have off-white, I'll give it a black outline, but a lot of times I don't also. And you can name your colors. So this could be, off-white. People get real creative with color names though. Maybe it's vanilla cream, or like Sunday Fun Day. I don't know. But it's nice to have some reference of what the color actually is. True black, whatever. So name it. And then you want to assign a Pantone color. So there's lots of Pantones. We have a Pantone fan in here. Actually you can pull up Pantones as well through your swatches, which is really neat. Open swatch library, color books. I like solid coated. There it is. There's lots of different ways to view it as well. Okay, so you can, now trust me, the colors look a lot different on your screen than how they print out, so it's good to look at the fan to see what shade you're actually getting. One trick I use is I go to Photoshop unless Illustrator has changed this, which let me check to see if they have. They still have not done that. No. So I might steal this color and I'll say copy, and then I go to Photoshop. The reason why I do this is because sometimes my prints have 6 colors in it or more, and you want your colors to work well together. And if it looks good on your screen, then if I use Photoshop to translate the Pantones for me, a lot of the times the colors are actually pretty good. And then you just pull out the fan and you decide, okay, I like them as is, or I'm just going to change this one or this one. Otherwise, else looking for each color individually, it takes a really long time because there's a lot of shades of red, a lot of shades of yellow. And when you're looking at them all separately, you might like this red the best and this orange the best, but then they kind of clash when you get them together and it doesn't really look like your print. So anyway, this technique has been helped me save a lot of time just to kind of get started. So I'll just go to Photoshop, I'll say File, New. I just say Enter. I don't even really care about all these choices. Okay, Create. Yeah. Okay, and I'll hit Command V to paste. I'll do pixels. And then I hit Enter one more time. So there it is. That's my swatch I just pasted. Oh, it's has a lot to think about apparently. I'll eventually want to hit the eyedropper tool. Oh my, does not like that, does it? Yeah, oh, I don't know. Worked with the large ones. I don't know. Okay, there we go. Okay, so eyedropper, letter I, click. Look what happened. It changed my swatch to this. Okay, I'm gonna double click this. I'm gonna do color libraries. Pantone solid coated. That's my favorite one. If there's another one, click and look for it. They're telling me this is Pantone 621C. So cool, that was fast and easy. I know, look green, right? So I might not like that. So Pantone, what did it say, 061? Let's see. Oh, whoa, is that right? 621, excuse me. Jeez. Okay. And then Pantone, they do just have black, but you could do the same thing too. Let's see what happens. Cancel. Okay, enter. Let's see what this is. Color library, Pantone, neutral black C. Okay. Pantone, neutral black C. Okay. So now I would go to the fan and I would look at those two colors. Since we're recording it, I'll do that in a minute. But let's say I love it, it's perfect. If not, if it is too green, I'll just pick another color out of the fan and I'll use that number. That's fine. But this is basically done. This page is done. So I'll do File, Save As, and keep it in Illustrator. And I'll just say Art to Scale, whatever the name of your file is, but then add Art to Scale to it. And then it's ready to turn in. And the things you'll turn in are going to be, let me do this, your Art to Scale page, your CAD page, and that's actually it. That's all you have to turn in. Because this one, my Art to Scale and my Pantones fit on the same page. Oh, I need your colorways too. Sorry. You do need one more page where you have 3 colorways demonstrated. So you have 3 pages total. And again, in Blackboard, I do have some examples of that. Let's go there real quick.
I thought we incorporated all the colorways into the 4.
You don't have to do that. No, only one. The mandatory is 1. If you want to do more, that's optional. But no, it was not. I did not mean to insinuate that you had to do all 3 colorways into the 4 CAD collection.
Oh,
Just one colorway.
See the colorways themselves.
Yeah, just like a square with it is fine. Okay. Oh, actually, you're gonna have to call it the Pantones for all the other colorways, though. Sorry, I'm like racing. Okay. So, which one was it? No, okay, here we go. Let me show you an example of it done, because I don't want you to sit there and watch me do it forever. Okay, here's one that did it. So she called out not to scale because she's just doing Pantones on this page. So for the black colorway, there's her, and now she doesn't have her Pantone numbers. You're supposed to have Pantone numbers though. That's a bad example, I suppose. But then here is her repeat tile, Art to Scale. So she did hers separate. That's fine, you can do it separate. But I do want to see 3 colorways, and then I want to see your CADs too. So you'll probably have 3 documents to turn in when you're done. Okay, here's another one. She did the 3 colorways here and has her Pantones at the bottom, and she was able to do the Art to Scale on the same page. Maybe you will be, maybe you won't be. It depends on your artwork. There's her CAD page. So those are a couple examples of what I'm expecting you to turn in. And I want it in Illustrator so I can go in and check to see that you did everything correctly. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna pause this real quick. And is this all this is so new now. Oh, here it is. Oops.